It's a G life, swerving in a G ride. Who bang, homie, clutching on the 4-5. Don't ever slip, cause you do, boy, that lead flies. Cause at the bottom we stay hunting in that moonlight. You hear the click, you hear the bang when we pass by. This ain't a game fool, the riders really earn stripe. That's on the gang fool, forever on that main line. And it's a thin line, so homie better act right. We keep it active, really active up on this side. You hear the whistle as they're throwing up their gas signs. The crime rate in the hood always stays high. Banging for the vital, trucha for the one time. We stay posted, drinking till the sunrise. We stay posted, drinking till the sunrise. It's that G life, swerving in the G ride. Who bang, homie, clutching on that 4-5. Don't ever slip, cause you do, boy, that lead flies. Cause at the bottom.
G-File.
Okay, right here also you have the Al Capone neighborhood. Now the Al Capone neighborhood is a pretty old school neighborhood that was originated out of Boyle Heights area, out of the Pico Aliso housing units. Is where the Al Capone neighborhood was established. Al Capone, they named themselves after the mobster Al Capone. Like a group of Al Capones, pues, now they were right there in the Pico Aliso housing units, like around that area. They were around for a pretty good amount of time, so I heard since the 60s now. And they had died out right there in that area for a little bit, but they established themselves in West Covina. And in West Covina, they're pretty large, going at it with the Varros over there in the SGV, like West Covina, you know what I mean? But they originated out of right here, the Boyle Heights area. Was home base for them, like I said, in the Pico Aliso housing units projects. Like I said, there were several neighborhoods right here, and battling for turf and grounds, was a battle, homie, because you had to be battling with all the other rest of the neighborhoods around there. It's the reason why them and Primera Flats tend not to get along. You know what I mean? But yeah, the Al Capone neighborhood, nonetheless, homie, still has his riders, his representatives right there banging and representing their hood right there, and definitely putting it on the map. These guys ain't no chumps, ain't no pushovers. So that's what's up with the Al Capone neighborhood. Here's another neighborhood that you have right here, which is the CAM neighborhood. Now, CAM standing for Crazy Ass Mexicans. Now, CAM used to be a tagging crew that became a neighborhood, and let me tell you, man, these guys are with the business, homie. These guys are definitely solid. CAM's already been right here for a cool minute since the 80s. Was when CAM was established. Like I said, they were a tagging crew that earned their ranks up to become a neighborhood. Well respected. Definitely have a lot of riders in their neighborhood. These guys were no joke. Even when they were tagging crew, in other neighborhoods were trying to get them to join their hoods, you know what I mean, or click up or link up or stuff like that. They stood their ground and even decided to go heads up with some of these much larger sets and never folded, homie. The CAM gang is definitely with the business, homie. It was a battle all the way up, but they reached the top, homie. I got a few homies out of CAM, you know what I mean? And they with the business, homie. CAM standing for Crazy Ass Mexicans. I also seen it up as Crazy Ass Mobsters. But Crazy Ass Mexicans is the main term that they use. And like I said, homie, they with the business. Now, you can find them right there, located on Cesar Chavez and already by Wabash, by El Tapayac restaurant, which is bomb as hell. You guys need to eat there if you haven't eaten there. It's where you get that big burrito that they show in Blood In, Blood Out. It's a famous spot. Anywho, but they're right there located where the Wabash area, where the Wabash Park is at, going at it with Vickis Town, because that's another neighborhood that's right there. So, you know what I mean? CAM definitely, got their stuff on lockdown and putting their vital up on the map right there and representing for theirs, But yeah, that's what's up with the CAM gang right there. Now, right here, you also have the Tiny Boys Gang. Tiny Boys Gang is another neighborhood, not that old school, but nonetheless, still with the business. I heard that they were around since the 80s. The Tiny Boys Gang is definitely with the business, homie. You definitely see them up, homie. Like, neighborhoods can't even say you don't. I mean, you see the graffiti everywhere. I mean, you hear about the activity about the Tiny Boys. They definitely got their riders. You can find them right in the Boyle Heights area on Chicago. Is their main territory, their home base. Is definitely where they be kicking it up. You see them posted. I bumped into and have been hit up a few times by these guys, so they definitely be around, homie. I could vouch for that. And yeah, this neighborhood definitely, with the business, homie. That's that Tiny Boys Gang. You see a TBS or you see it just sometimes TB, but that's who they are. You know what I mean? Representing it and definitely putting their vital on the map. These guys ain't no chumps. You come over here thinking that, it ain't gonna be like nothing, but you know what I mean? Like, let me tell you, homie, they will catch you and they will drop your head off. They be going at it with the surrounding neighborhoods right there and standing their ground. Like I said, even though they may be as old or as large as some of these other sets around them. Don't mean nothing. Like I said, they stand their ground and they be representing it and putting their barrio up on the map. You feel me? But yeah, that's what's up with the Tiny Boys gang right there representing. Now, another neighborhood that you have right here is the MC4s gang. MC Forceros, standing for Michigan Avenue Chicano Force or Criminal Force. Interesting name. You know what I mean? I like that Chicano Force. I think it's legit, unique. You know what I mean? Now they represent the Michigan Wolverines, so that's the symbol that they be using, jersey and hat and all that. Proud to represent that Michigan Avenue. So there you can find them through Michigan Avenue. You know what I mean? Through those back ends. Going at it with like all the neighborhoods right there. Like by Soto and Michigan. Going at it, with the surrounding areas and definitely holding their ground, man. These guys have riders, and you definitely hear about them. As a matter of fact, this is the neighborhood that makes a cameo in the movie American Me. They even have a documentary, if you own the DVD, about the MC Ford's gang. You know what I mean? And it's pretty good. I do recommend it. But yeah, homie, they definitely with the business. I know a few guys at the MC Ford's gang, you know what I mean? Shout out to the homie Yogi, Firme Camarada. Shout out to Güero, that's Big Güero, that fool was Firme too. Shout out to Green Eyes, Vago. Shout out to all the homies from MC Ford's that be holding it down right there, you know what I mean? They were a neighborhood that has already been established since the 70s. I heard like late 60s, early 70s. It's when the neighborhood was established. The homie couldn't really tell me the exact year, but he said roughly around that time period. But yeah, the MC Forge gang, you can find them right here on Michigan Avenue, holding it down and putting their barrio up on the map. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's what's up with the MC Forge neighborhood right there. Another neighborhood that you find right here is the Breed Street neighborhood. Now, Breed Street is obviously located on Breed, is where you find their neighborhood, like by Soto, like through those back ends, is where you'll find the Breed Street gang. And these guys are, they're pretty old school, been around already since the 70s, late 60s, early 70s. It was always a small neighborhood, but they had their riders, homie. Let me tell you that, you know what I mean? Even though they were always a small neighborhood, these guys were no chumps, no pushovers, Several neighborhoods stay around their location and have even tried to move into their territory, but the Breed Street gang just refuses to let up, you know what I mean? These guys ain't no joke, you know what I'm saying? Even though they may not have like a big chunk of territory, the little part that they do have, they have it on lockdown, homie. And ain't nobody coming and trying to take over, you feel me? The Breed Street gang is just like that, you know what I mean? They never had numbers, but they had riders. And still have riders to this day, you know what I mean? You still catch them up. You still see the activity by these guys, the graffiti everywhere. The crossing out and everything like that, you feel me? They definitely keep it gangster right here. And they put in their barrio up on the map right there, still holding it down for the Breed Street gang right here in Boyle Heights, representing and definitely putting their barrio on the map. Shout out to all the homies from Breed. Free the homie Chino from Breed. And free all the homies, from Breed. And shout out to all the ones that are in the street that putting it on the map. Now, here's another neighborhood that was established right here in the Boyle Heights area, but is located up north and through a few spots in California. We're talking about Bakersfield. We're talking about by the 209, by the 851. It's located in several spots already throughout California, which is the Vickis Town neighborhood. But Vickis Town is originally right here out of the Boyle Heights area. Right here by Wabash is where the neighborhood is. Home base originated from, and all of that. You know what I mean? Now they're going at it with several other neighborhoods around. Before they were the only neighborhood roughly right there that was established. But then when you had, there's several neighborhoods that stayed around, like Freakin' Street, and then you had Cam Gang, and then with all these new neighborhoods just popping up, because obviously the Vickis Town neighborhood came before all of them. Vickis Town was already established here since the 60s. I was told the 50s, 60s, por allí is when the Vickis Town neighborhood was established. And yeah, that's home base, for them right there. And even though there's now more neighborhoods around them, they still have their riders right there representing. But I would have to say that up north, they're way larger now. Up north, they definitely spread like wildfire, homie. They definitely have numbers up there, you feel me? And but it's all the same thing, so they are one neighborhood, one whole neighborhood. And they even have homies in SGV, by Norwalk. I'm telling you, man, this neighborhood just is spread out all over the place, homie. So they definitely got their numbers, because it is all together. It is one neighborhood, but this is where they originated from. And yeah, that's what's up with the Vickis Town neighborhood right there. Definitely representing it and putting it on the map, you feel me? Another neighborhood that you have right here is the Indiana Dukes. Now, the Indiana Dukes is a gang that's right here in East LA, but I decided to put them in the Boyle Heights portion. It just makes it a lot easier. When I'm breaking down these neighborhoods. And not only that, I mean, it's literally right there in the borderline of East LA and Boyle Heights. It's literally what separates the two on the borderline. Which is Indiana, and you can find them on Indiana and Olympic. So through those back ends is where the Indiana's gang is established, and they're all over throughout Indiana and those back streets. Indiana's even though it's just roughly a small street or whatever, just in that street, they do have numbers, homie. They are deep. They are weighted, homie. You definitely see the riding by these guys. These guys definitely hit up a lot. You definitely hear the activity. These guys, chumps, going at it with the surrounding neighborhoods. Like King Cobra, Easy Riders, Laguna Park Vikings. Just everybody around here, homie. Indiana Dukes definitely holds their ground. With so many enemies staying so close to them. These guys ain't no chumps, ain't no pushovers. You definitely hear about the Dukes gang. And yeah, they definitely be representing right there. Their logo is the Dukes, the Blue Devil right there. And these guys are definitely with the business, homie, right there representing it and holding it down for their barrio. They have already been here since the 70s. And, even though they're not as old school as some of these neighborhoods, they definitely with the business, homie. But yeah, that's what's up with the Indiana Dukes. Shout out to all the homies from Indiana Dukes, like Demon. Shout out to Gordo. Shout out to Lazy. Shout out to all the homies from Indiana right there.